Sundowns. We say good luck to Orlando Pirates. Crucial games on the African continent that they have to be playing over the weekend. And well done to those fans that went to get vaccinated. Well done to the fans that went to get their tickets and who are ready to go and support. I mean, this is high-level football. When you start to talk about CAF Champions League and you start to talk about CAF Confederations Cup, not Mickey Mouse football, I can tell you free of charge that they are ready and they are geared up and hopefully looking forward to something that they can contribute to us on the field of play.
Swear I won't forget this. Why do I regret this? In my mind, reckless thoughts.
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Barbara Gonzalez, we've got the CEO of Simba SC.
I don't think we deserve to lose. As Africans, let's change this mentality.
The issues addressed by the coach were not addressed by the statement.
I think I addressed it sufficiently. One, it's important to give historical context to the relationship between Tanzania and South Africa.
Yeah.
We go back years. It was actually Tanzania who gave Nelson Mandela his first passport. But it was important to set the tone of our historical relationship, because when you start to say Tanzania and abuse and bad treatment, and you label an entire country as abusive and label an entire nation of people as being hostile, I thought that was unfair.
Do you not feel that from a football perspective, that treatment has been there?
And it's not that Simba has not received this type of poor treatment in other countries, but it's how you deal with it and the humility and humanity. CAF has actually given people channels of how to address this. Now, if someone chooses not to use those channels and uses mainstream media as a platform for you to air these out and not the others, it makes me question the intention behind this.
Marawa Sports Worldwide. Monday to Friday weekdays. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
I'm super ecstatic as we speak now. Like, I'm over the moon of the child, the son of the moon, the boxer of the core of the England, the Scottish of the men of the Scottish, the Zane to take over of the club, to coach of the Ngabo. You know what, Rob? Ngijabulile bhuti omkhulu, ngijabule kakhulu ukuqoshwa kwalo yampemi about to straight Baxter. Hayini ngijabulile Darop, ngijabulile kube ngami nje ngabe ngivesana ngenze nje party kube iblind namhlanje ukhanjiswa kwalomlisi.
Hey, kwenzakalani namhlanje? Wow, that's probably the wildest voice note we've ever had.
Marawa Sports Worldwide. Monday to Friday weekdays. Marawa Sports Worldwide. Broadcasting live from under a bridge in Katlaong. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Barbara Gonzalez, we've got the CEO of Simba SC.
Marawa, I hate it when people play victims, even they know very well that they did commit their crime. What are they scared of?
I fully support Umnikazi and ngiyajabula ukuthi khona umuntu ophumela obala nalento.
Rob, this lady is talking absolute rubbish. I'm sorry for the nature of the language, Rob.
I can hear she speaks nice English.
Voice notes that we've heard, obviously people not quite in agreement with Barbara. I think, Barbara, you were saying the patriotism is second to none.
No, I love it. That's something that maybe we need to learn from the South Africans. You love your countrymen and you will do anything to protect your own. And I think I can hear that from the comments. So I don't take it to heart. I see that as just being patriotic, being united, and wanting to stand by your own. And I think that's a fair feeling to have.
Marawa Sports Worldwide. Monday to Friday weekdays. Hashtag MSW Inquisitive. Fun. It's radio. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Barbara Gonzalez, we've got the CEO of Simba SC.
The treatment that we're getting from the stadium, from the hotel, from the airport, why do you do this as Africans to other Africans?
Let me deal with the staying part. They were given a hotel.
No. So what happens is every club in any country that you go to, it's at your discretion to choose the hotel. But what you can do is ask the host organization, what do you recommend is in close proximity to the stadium? And all the recommended hotels that we shared to Pirates, they didn't choose any of them. And they chose to stay not only 20 or 30 minutes away, they chose to stay an hour plus away from the stadium. It's like saying the game is at FNB and you're staying in Pretoria. Now, whose fault is that if someone decides to stay in Pretoria and there's a jam on your way in? They wanted to be close to the beach because that was a beach, chill area.
Right.
So maybe they wanted to be close to the ocean, and everyone has their reason. So we're not there to question. Our role is to make sure, are they getting to all the official activities on time? The stadium officials were able to accommodate them, which is unheard of.
Marawa Sports Worldwide, Monday to Friday weekdays. #MSW Inquisitive.
Uza ngasemuva ukubulala ngalana emuva.
Fun. It's radio.
These days, from Usiema to Benny McCarthy, Caetano Tembo. So it's been a firing season. But most importantly, I think it's more from the Kaizer Chiefs perspective. People saying that he had lost the change room, he had no direction, didn't understand the younger players, and playing players out of position. I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way, but yeah, would love to hear from you. 010-442-6300. Otherwise, utilize our WhatsApp voice note number 060-708-0484. Because when you get to that stage within football, there has to be a realization. Which, put on the handbrake now. Says Zwile. Siyabonga. So is Katsog Hey. It's been an incredible one, I can tell you, for Coach Stuart Baxter. Remember, it's his return back to the club. That, as he says, and in his own words, that he's been the most successful coach in the past 20 years for Kaizer Chiefs. So do you dwell in the past? Do you sit on the past as opposed to shaping the future? And I just look at the log position like we've been looking at these days. It almost seemed like it was not good enough. Whatever was going to happen, I think even if they finished second, it was still never going to be enough for the Kaizer Chiefs faithful, because once you lose that faith amongst your supporters, once you lose that faith, and trust me, you come back, fans are back at the stadium, and they give you an understanding of what they feel about you. Oh, there's only one way to go, trust me, and that is out the door. So that is Kaizer Chiefs sitting in fourth position, which on any given day, you'd think that's a healthy position. It's not too bad, is it? But on the grounds within which he then gets the sack is what we start to talk about. Because all the teams just below, and they're all in a group, Amazulu 7, Supersport United 8, Golden Arrows 9. All of them have fired their coaches. But in the bigger debate within SA football is to ask the question, is it the solution to the game? Is just to constantly fire?
Have had victims of abuse. Sometimes we reap what we sow. If you choose to do things on your own, you need to kind of reap the consequences of what you've done. So the words that were used were nasty, and I didn't expect that. Until today, the word abuse is unacceptable.
Marawa Sports Worldwide, Monday to Friday weekdays. Friday nights, always about our beloved legends. Pull up your chair, let's chat legendary stuff on Legends Night.
And yet another helicopter today, but our guest has been rescued. He is here in studio with us. That's all that matters, is safe arrival. And we make sure that he's arrived in one piece. Now, one thing I can tell you, and it's going to be a fascinating conversation, because this is one of the people that I admired growing up as a kid. I might not have supported the team that he was playing for, but I admired the man. I admired who and what he was all about. I admired the skills. I mean, every team has got its star player. And he at Morocco Swallows, I mean, they had their own gem. I mean, he made football very simple, but it was very, very effective. I can rest assure you. All of these adoring fans bestowed on him the nickname of Chaka because of those predatory style of playing. I mean, he possessed fancy frills and a deadly finish, which made him one of the most consistent players of his generation. Now, Mpondo's arrival, when he came through to the Dube Birds, I mean, that was seen as plugging the gap that was left by the star midfielder, Ufetsi Chipamlatedi. And we'll get to the numbers then, because there were record-breaking transfers then at a fee of around, 45,000 Rand. That was a record. That was a lot of money. You probably would have been a billionaire. So Mlatedi went across to Kaizer Chiefs. But the beautiful thing is that, I mean, he's actually never played for any other professional team and has got a great record. I mean, he's clocked, 395 matches for Swallows by the time he retired in 1996. Maybe it will be 95, he'll tell me. And the beauty about making and breaking records is that he was the first player to score at the newly built FNB Stadium. That was back on the 2nd of September, 1989. And guess who was in goal for Kaizer Chiefs? He had just come through from Manchester United. It was Gary Bailey. To come to Manchester United. From Man United, I'm going to go down memory lane. Andries, Chaka, Mpondo sits in front of me. What a great honor. Good evening. Welcome to the show, Bob.
Thanks, Robert, and it's nice to have me here.
Unjani bhuti?
Hey, siyancenga nje, bro Robert.
Yini oyincengayo?
Impilo nje, uncenga nje. Uyabona.
Kuyahlangana kodwa.
Kancane nje, bro Robert, kuyahlangana. Kuhlanganela nje ukuthi umuntu akwazi ukuphila.
Yeah.
Uvuke ekuseni, uNkulunkulu ukuthi usaphila.
Yeah.
Kuhlanganisa lapho nalapho. Phinde simbonge futhi ukuthi siyakwazi ukulala silele.
Nazo-ke. I'm sure bayakutshela abantu abaningi ukuthi awugugi. Ukwenza kanjani?
Hey, bro Robert, nama angazi kwenzeka kanjani.
Awugugi lutho.
Basho kanjani abantu bathe ndothi ungabuye eground with ngaphuka amadolo. Hayi abafana bamanje bagijima too much.
Hey, kanti thina iminyaka manje?
Minyaka na 59.
59. Inini birthday ngoba bafuna celebrate 60th phela.
I-birthday yami ngoJanuary 22.
Next year?
Yeah, next year 60.
Ziyamporoma next year.
Ziyamporoma. Sengishaye 50 rands plus 10 extra.
Nazo.
Maku cricket. Once undlula i-50 uphakamisa ibirthday.
You got to cricket now.
Yeah, ngiyayibuka that pero.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. And, sometimes I always pinch myself when I'm sitting in front of greatness. I pinch myself because masikhula zama ukufunda ama-magazine, sifunda bo-Sharpshoot Soccer Mirror, sifunda bo-SA Soccer News, bhala bo-Silemen, zonke lezi zinto lezi abebeyibhala.
Sure.
Wawukhona lapho mfethu, and umuntu esaphupha nje ukuthi ufuna ungena kuzo lezo kusakaza nani. Ngangazi ukuthi ngizokuhlangana nawe. Ngangazi ukuthi ngizohlala la e-studio ngibhekene nawe emehlweni ngisho ukuthi hayi legend, because you are a legend.
Ngiyabonga Robert. Well, angithi ubathi umhlaba mncane ukufisayo kuyenzeka isikhathi masiya makuvuma nje uNkulunkulu. Njengoba nawe awunaso isifiso sokuthi ungaba semsakazweni uhlangane nawo ama-legends. I mean phela nalabo abanye sebeke bangena la e-ofisini lakho.
Wenzani uChaka these days?
Hey, bro Robert, ukuhlala nje ekhaya umuntu ubulawa umzongedwa. Akayenze lutho. Okay, ngama-Sundays if khona abadlalayo la ngihlala ngakhona ngiyayobukela ukuvuselela le spirit memoni sebhola. Ngoba once waba sebholweni ngeke uphinde uphume.
So uyibiza ngani le nto? Uyibiza nge-retirement, anti kune-football retirement bese kuba ne-retirement yomsebenzi wena ukuliphi?
Mina ngingasho ukuthi ngu-retirement ye-football.
Yeah.
Hayi ukuthi angeke ngiparticipate noma ngibona abafana abancane badlala egroundini ngizongena ngisize lapho nalapho.
Iyaphelela le football development angithi.
Yeah.
Isasekhona noma?
Bro Robert, since kwaba nama-changes kuyo le team yethu, since uyibona ukuthi akuseseyile yamroka solo sisekuyi-Swallows FC, so azange bafune or azange bathande ukunginika leyo chance ukuthi umuntu ku-development at least futhi ke sekungcono ku development manje. Okay, ikhona i-development, khona na these MDC teams,
Yes.
yonke lento, so azange ngiyithole leyo chance.
Yini abachazanga ukuthi inkinga ibikuphi?
Abachazanga wena Ta Robert
Yeah.
ukuthi nje wathi mangabala nje ukuthi kwenzekani. Ithe mabasase iswalo service isase ku NFT. The time bakuzohamba oZakamakios.
Yes.
And they were bebasafuna searching for the coach. Bebasa interview a certain coaches angazabo bani. So I went to them ukuthi guys, whoever enizomqasha ngicela ukuthi ngizosebenzisana naye. Not to say ukuthi ngibe head coach. Ngizosebenzisana naye if i-chance ivuma. Okay. I was told ukuthi I must bring my CV. Impela ngiyithathe ngiyimukise. And fortunately enough, it was on a Thursday, and they were going to interview a coach on a weekend there. Just before the promoter bazala NPSL, PSL. Okay, they promised that they'll come back to me on a Tuesday, just after my interviews. The coach there was told. Then I should phone. I kept on phoning them. Hey, kwenzekani manje ngoba nayi coach sabathola the time sabaqashe u Brandon Truter. Yes. So ngilebele ngifona madoda manje kwenzekani usebenza nobani lo muntu since ngicelile ukuthi ngicela ukuzosebenza naye lo muntu, but aba promise no, we'll come back to you,
Hey, we'll come back to that one as he says that they were coming back to him. We'll come back to this story after the news. Let's cross over live now. Upila Duma standing by, Vuma FM studios. Andy Lenkosi on Rise FM. Here's the news.
Vuma FM News.
Isikhathi ku-6 nginguphila Duma esindabeni zeVuma FM. Sawubona uma sibheke sihamba phambili kuleli hora seklehlisiwe ukugcotshwa kwesilo kanti seziqalile ukuvula amasango ezikole ezikhahlamezekile. Umndeni waseNdlunkulu kaZulu uthi usuthatha isinqumo sokuthi kuhlehliswe izinhlelo zomcimbi ogcotshwa ngokusemthethweni kwenkosi yamaZulu uMisuzulu kaZwelithini. Lo mcimbi bekulindeleke ukuthi ubanjwe ekupheleni kwenyanga ezayo kulandela incwadi eyakhishwa umengameli wezwe uCyril Ramaphosa. Esitatimendeni esikhishwe undunankulu wakwaZulu uMntwana wakaPhindangene uMangosuthu Buthelezi uveze ukuthi bathathe lesi sinqumo kulandela ukuhlasela kwezimvula ezinamandla kulesi sifundazwe nezidlule nemiphefumulo yabantu abangaphezulu kuka-400 esifundazweni. Ngesikhathi evakashela imiphakathi eyahlukene ngesonto eledlule, iSilo sazwakalisa ukukhathazeka mayelana nezikhukhula, wabe esenxusa isizwe sonkana ukuba sikhuleke.
Ithintekile, sishaqekile sonke, kubuhlungu. Sithi sikhuluma nje njengamanje kunabantu abasacingwa abangakatholakali. Uthi uma ubheka isimo sesibalo esiphezulu kakhulu esishaqisayo ukuthi awu ngoba siyazi ngokwesintu sethu ukuthi imvula iyake isibusiso, kodwa sibona ngathi siqalekisiwe kulokhu okusho ukuthi futhi sikhona lapho kumele ukuthi uNkulunkulu owumdali umnikazi wezinto zonke kubalekile ukuthi sikhuleke kuyena sibuze ukuthi asikhanyisele ukuthi awu ifeeling ngaka ubuhlungu bungaka senzeni kwaZulu.
Umnyango wezemfundo esifundazweni uthi uyajabula ukubona siya ngokunyuka isibalo sezikole esezivule amasango azo solokhu kwahlasela izikhukhula ezinsukwini eziyishumi ezedlule. Lo mnyango usho lokhu ngesikhathi bewukhuluma nesiteshi esizimele ngezinhlelo zawo ukubhekana nesimo njengoba lezi zikhukhula zicekele phansi izikole ezingaphezulu kuka-630 ezingxenyeni ezahlukene esifundazweni. Okhulumela umnyango uMusi Mahlambi uthi okubathokozisayo ukuthi izikole ezingaphezulu kuka-500 ezithintekile zikwazile ukuvula amasango azo ngalesi sikhathi esinzima, futhi bayajabula ukubona izinhlaka ezahlukene zingenelela ukulungisa isimo. uMahlambi uthi namanje ikhona imihlangano esaqhubeka phakathi kwezikhulu zomnyango ukuthola isombululo ukuze isimo sizobuyela kwesijwayelekile.
Learners themselves to present themselves to the learning institutions. The situation is improving, and even the learners that are displaced, we know how many they are, where they are. And we are encouraged that some of them have heeded our call, and our schools are very much accommodative, that they allow learners, even if they are not wearing uniforms. Some extent, some of the learners are not necessarily learners of that particular.
Inkampani ephakela elakuleli ngogesi u-Eskom ithi izonqamula uhlelo lokunqamulwa kwamandla kagesi ngehora leshumi kusihlwa, lokhu kulandela ukuthi le nkampani kusukela ngesonto eledlule izwakalise ukuthi ibhekene nenkulu ingcindezi ezikhungweni zabo abaphehla kuzo ugesi. Ngesikhathi kutholwa izinhlelo zokunqamulwa kwamandla kagesi, idolobha laseThekwini belingabalwa njengoba libhekene nenhlekelele kulandela izikhukhula. Abakuvezile ukuthi ngale mpelasonto akukho ukunqamuka kukagesi okulindelekile. Oyisikhulu esiphezulu kwa-Eskom u-Andries ngemuva kokuvela ngaphambi kwekomidi lesikopha uzwakalise ukuthi bazimisele ukulungisa izinkinga ezibhekene nale nkampani.
We have presented today a 61-slide presentation containing a number of details on all of the issues that they've raised. Where additional issues have been raised, we will now provide feedback to SCOPA on that. So I think the scrutiny is good. We understand we work with public money. We understand that we are subject to parliamentary oversight, and we are more than willing to open ourselves up to any degree of scrutiny and to assist in enabling SCOPA to do its work properly, because ultimately that's in the public interest.
Ngaphambi kokukhumbuza esihambe phambili kuleli hora, sithanda ukuthatha lesikhathi sikhumbule umlingani wethu uThandazile Mthethwa odlule emhlabeni ngenxa yodlame olubhekise kwabesifazane ebudlelwaneni. Uzohlala esezinhliziyweni zethu size sibonane kwelizayo. Uma sibheke sihambe phambili kuleli hora, sekuhlehlisiwe ukugcotshwa kwesilo kanti seziqalile ukuvula amasango izikole ezikhahlamezekile. Uma kukhona ongathanda sikubikele ngakho, ngasithinta ku-031 833 3000 noma u-imeyile uthi news@vumafm.co.za.
Your news, our priority. Follow, like, and share at Vuma FM News. Marawa Sports Worldwide on Vuma FM.
Zales, we've got the CEO of Simba SC.
That when opponents come into Tanzania, you so hostile to them that you treat them like animals.
So the entire stay, if you had to describe it, was it a pleasant one at all?
Absolutely. From them being received to fast tracking their immigration and, the Tanzanian hospitality, all our guests, we give them cashews and coffee and tea upon their arrival. It's just one individual. And I could sense, and I can see this from South African media, people are insecure of their jobs. And at times you're looking for a scapegoat to kind of be a shield for a poor performance. And this type of propaganda is used everywhere.
A direct one at the coach saying that he is safeguarding his job.
Absolutely. But I know he's on the hot seat. I know the South African, the PSL is tough, and they're having a tough time. And unfortunately with football, fans are not patient. Neither are administrators. We want results immediately. It should be micro. You see, they're not getting that. He's under the hot seat.
Marawa Sports Worldwide, Monday to Friday weekdays. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff on Legends Night. Friday nights, always about our beloved legends.
All right, you get no better legend than the legend that I'm currently sitting with. If you're just joining us, it is Marawa Sports Worldwide. It's a Friday today. We get to sit back, relax, relive, and most importantly, celebrate the life of a legend. And today, we are blessed, man. We are blessed in the studio to have Andries Chaka Mpondo. If you were too young, just quickly give the old man a call. If you were too young, umbuzo umalume lapho ukuthi uyamazi lo muntu. Awuzokutshela indaba. Don't be shy, because what we do is we celebrate our legends while they're still alive. We make them know and understand that we appreciate their contribution to the beautiful game. We've talked about some of the milestones and achievements that Chaka has had. And I think he's one of the names that propelled this club to be one of the greatest that we've ever seen. I mean, I remember when he went to Swallows. And Swallows is the only professional team that you've played for, right?
Yes.
The only team?
The only team.
And over how many years?
Over 12. I think it's about 13.
13 years.
Yeah.
Committed to one team.
To one team, correct.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to stress that because, and I'm not saying that anybody needs to do you a favor, but I'm also saying that people also need to respect you. When we were going to the news, you were saying that after being involved with the development, you were then out, and then you kept calling the club and they kept saying to you, we'll get back to you, we'll get back to you. Asibambele will get back to you. What were they saying?
They said to me, no, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
And especially I was talking to Mr. Kulu.
Right.
Yes. And he kept on promising that I'll get back to you. Andries are still talking to the guys, but the games were continuing playing and watching them playing and looking at their bench.
Yeah.
Their new coach was Brendan Trothin at the National First Division. So watching him and some other guys, I don't know where they came from. And it was like, obviously, I won't get that job for me. So of him telling me that he'll get back to me. Sometimes he doesn't even answer phones. If he answered that phone on the day, he will say, no, he's busy, he'll get to me. So that was the promise I got up to now. Maybe he's still going to come back to me. I don't know.
But how did that make you feel? I mean, here you are, a celebrated football legend. You are in communication with the club that you helped to raise profile. You helped to win many, many caps during your playing days. And instead of them being straightforward with you and saying, yes, in Mpondo, but playing you along.
Yeah.
How did it make you feel?
Robert, I didn't feel bad. I've been there in football.
Yeah.
And I know what the bets, the goods and the things of football. And I just tell myself that, no, my contribution to South African football, it won't like iphelele ku Swallows. If bona they don't want to give me their chance, especially in these young boys. So it's their loss. Obviously, and me too, I will be losing some income, so to say. Yeah. But I didn't feel bad at all. Just because I even went to their games and watched their games when they were still playing at Tops and just before these things, COVID and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I always go and watch the game at Swallows because Swallows is in my heart.
No, I can tell because if you want to be involved as a legend, do you feel that legends are treated fairly, especially from a club that you contributed so much to? Do you feel that legends are marginalized?
No, I feel good. My legends, they are being sided by one side. They don't get their chance, and it also depends on the club. Each and every club, to me, it has to have those legends. Even if not, we cannot all be coaches, Robert.
Yeah.
There is a role to be played by a certain legends, especially when it comes to maybe give a legend a chance to go and scout for players and then come and motivate the players. Other teams, they do that with their legends, but that's Swallows, no. So I felt bad to I couldn't give back to Swallows as somebody who for a long time.
Well, for your entire professional career.
Yes.
I mean, we've established that.
Yes.
Because at the time when you arrived, I mean, there was so many superstars. I remember Sulibamji was there.
Yes.
Thomas Husfuling was there.
Yes.
Rodney Charles was there.
Yes.
Kuramakura was there.
Was there.
Asimnini, Joel. The late Aaron Roadblock Makatini
was there.
Hey.
Congo
Malibane.
The list is, and the Aubrey the Great was also there.
Mahopel.
Yes. So,
I mean, when you arrive and you see these players and you see these names, what is that doing to you? Is that making you more nervous, or is it motivating you? Give me a sense of mawusufika nje lapha insizwa sedaliwonga high school.
Yes.
Uzodlala nama-superstar.
Hey, Robert, you know, the first day getting into the Kumbi, going to the training session, I couldn't believe myself.
Yeah.
The great Mokopela was there, AC Mnini was there, Kongo was in the bus, and Roadblock was using his own car to come to the training. We were training at Portuguese Wall, just next to a Tarfontein race course there. So I was not sure whether it's me rubbing shoulders with this Aboputi, you know. I call them Aboputi because I'm a senior player.
Yes.
And so I was like motivated but giving them that respect and the respect and just to respect them and always looking forward for their advice. Yeah, man.
But were they willing to give you that advice? I mean, give me a sense of, I mean, you talk about Aubrey the Great Mokopela. I know that he also played a role in terms of cooling you down. Hey, Pelangithi mawufika lapha namantombazana. You know, was he that person who said, "You're very talented, but just watch out"?
Yeah, he one that used to advise me, and especially Aubrey the Great. We used to play against his school. He was at Kelekito High School in Middleton Zone 9. I was at Talonga, so that game between Talonga and Kelekito, it was like the derby.
Yes.
So the Great used to see me. They knew Bona from Kelekito. If we play Talonga, we should look at that skinny man, young man. I don't know what names they were calling me. So yes, he did give me an advice that guy, now we are at a different stage. So go out there, play your game. I know you could. See. So that was an advice. So it really boosted me and gave me that confidence, but not forgetting Gucci, they are the big brothers and senior players.
Did they protect you though? I mean, did you feel, I can imagine you played with a guy they call Stambo, that is Urodni Charles.
Yeah.
A big man, you know. Yes. I'm sure you've been in one and I'm in some sabe with same time.
Hey, yes, Bona, they did protect me, and especially when it comes to my first game. And I remember we were playing at Orlando Stadium, I think against Amazulu. So we went to the bus camp. We didn't go to the camp on that Saturday. I think it was a Saturday, yes. We went to a Johannesburg hotel for a pre-match meal. Me being an amateur, you know, getting used to a more pre-match meal, using fork and knife and stuff. So during all these days, training, going to the training, I was not sure whether I'm playing for Solos.
Yes.
I told myself I will be sure when the day I wear the jersey and a short and a pair of socks. And on that day, our coach was Mr. Terasipua.
Oh, yes. Right, yeah.
So we went to the hotel and we stayed a little bit, around about 12 to 1. Then we changed. I was given a jersey. I can't remember exactly what number was that.
Yeah.
So
you just wanted the jersey.
I wanted the jersey. Anything
else.
Else I know. So put on the jersey and then, okay. We didn't have a warm-up at the hotel. We went straight to Orlando Stadium before being renovated. So at the dressing room, we went in there, we sing the song. That was the warm-up that we used to warm up inside the dressing room. So after a little bit of singing, the coach said, "Hey guys, stop." He wanted to announce the guys that are going to start the game.
Yeah.
From the keeper down there, down, somewhere there, maybe it was like number 6, 7, or 8, or 9, or 10. I can't remember exactly. There he called my name. Hey, Robert. Uvalo just Uvalo Ncane. And you know, I wanted to go and keep Uvalo. Keep Uvalo noma lingaphumanga, but on that spot, maybe Urodni Charles saw ukuthi ngiyapanic a little bit. Then he came to me, and ngaleso sikhathi I didn't know whether to call him Mr. or Sir.
Oh, man.
So you play as like you are playing at a training session. Really train. I mean, that I was doing a good thing. I didn't recognize that myself.
So just be yourself.
He said to me, and on that day, Teraspo, I said to me, I must play like, now these days they call it a right wing.
Yes.
Right midfield. I was playing like right midfield. So yes, the game started, and I was like at the side of the game, and there, Robert, I will run into the middle where there's action in the midfield, right in the center of midfield. So I will go there and then keep on shouting. He used to call us Mwanamrena.
Yeah, go back.
Mwanamrena. Kiteka hamo. Kamoram. Sorry, coach. Here, guy. Nize ngapa. 2-3 minutes. Aguna action ngapa. Buyele footing up. Mwanamrena. Kiteka hamo. The game went on. End of first half, we went to the dressing room. He called me aside and said, exactly where you want to be.
Yes.
No, Agdala like on the right. Akuna action, no action, nothing. So I want to go in the midfield. So like in the center of midfield, so that there's action there. He said, okay. Then he made some changes. He pushed me in the center of midfield. From there, Robert, it went on and on. That's where I used to enjoy myself.
So that was your comfortable position. You were happy there.
I was happy there, Robert. And maybe I created a goal. We won about 2-1. I think we won 2-1 against Amazon. I can't remember.
Yes.
So I created those goals. And, just before I started playing, they were the fans of Solos. We like attacking the late Mr. Chavez. Yeah, you sold cheaper to Chiefs. Who's going to replace him? I remember we were training at Chaka. So after training, I was going to the bus. There were this crowd standing just next to with Mr. Chavez. And then he called me. He said, hey, Kabi, this is the replacement of Chip. Okay, some of the fans were not believing.
Yes,
but
some haven't really seen you play.
Yes, some of them, they've seen me watching the football at school. Some of them said, no, he's a good player. Up until on that day after they came, Robert, I mean, all the fans of Solos were so pleased. I even went home. They even donated some money there and there. When I counted, I had home about 300 rand.
Oh, from the fans?
From the fans. They were so happy, Robert. And since then, the other thing I want to stress is that I'm so grateful to Babu Teru's Poor.
Yes.
Because if it was another coach, I think ngapha bekazongikhipha
bengisazosho bezokusacrifice wena ukuthi
awulalela
but instead he asks you ukuthi
comfortable
ukudlala which position is that? Come back after the break. Chaka Mpondo is here in the studio with us. It's a Friday today. It is #MSW. Do send your tweets, do send your WhatsApp voice notes as we celebrate the life and the times. Don't go anywhere.
Dry skin, ringworm, eczema, rash, and other skin problems. Umdeni Skincare Petroleum Jelly is your solution. It's a lotion with healing properties for skin, made with only natural ingredients like aloe, garlic, and essential oils. Umdeni Skincare Petroleum Jelly is suitable for the whole family, all skin types, for all ages. Available at Beauty Zone, Beauty World, Just On, Focus, Maxon's Supermarket, and at pharmacies. Want more? Follow on social at Umdeni Skincare on Facebook and Instagram or WhatsApp 081 358 485.
So would have told you I could save you up to 25,000 Rand.
Yo, okay, I'm interested.
And if I told you I could save you up to 25,000 Rand on a VW Polo online DSG at Alpine VW Pinetown or Hillcrest.
Now I'm really interested.
Speak to the team at Alpine VW Pinetown or Hillcrest and see how you can get behind the wheel of the VW Polo online DSG and save up to 25,000 Rand for this month only.
Umnyango wezempilo KwaZulu-Natal ngokubambisana neVuma 103 ukwethulela uhlelo ihealthchat.gov.za oluzokuba njalo ngamasonto kusukela ku-10 kuya ku-11 ekuseni. Uma unembuzo ithumele ku-065 933 7172.
Ngaphuka umlenze engozini yemoto ngasizwa engwenezane ngahlala isikhathi esingangenyanga. Ngifuna ukuncoma indlela engangiphatheke ngayo nanokuthi umlenze wami
Sathi nongqongqoshe, we want to see a situation where abantu bengena ezibhedlela zethu namazinya ngaphandle because bezubuhlungu, but baphume ezibhedlela zethu benamazinya ngaphandle because bayahleka. Other than that, abashone ezibhedlela zethu but ihlobo zikwazi ukuthi ibuye zothi siyabonga.
ihealthchat.gov.za besiyethulelwa ngezilokotho ezinhle umnyango wezempilo KwaZulu-Natal. Lolu hlelo sizokuba nalo njalo ngamasonto kusukela ku-10 kuya ku-11. Growing KwaZulu-Natal together.
Ngabe uthanda ukulalela iVuma FM? Manje usungakwazi ukukhulisa ibhizinisi lakho ngamandla eVuma FM ne-Ad Impact 2022. Kwi-Ad Impact Marketing Expo ne-Seminar uzofunda ngezinhlobonhlobo ezinamandla nezakhelwe wena ngqo zokukhulisa ibhizinisi lakho ngokusebenzisana neVuma FM. Hlanganyela nabalaleli bethu uhehe amaningi ngokusebenzisa isikhangisi esinamandla. Umsakazo. Izikhala zibaliwe. Balisa manje ku@impact.africa. Ngiphinde @impact.africa. Ungaphuthelwa.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on Vuma FM.
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Barbara Gonzalez, you've got the CEO of Simba SC.
The referee does not have a decency to go and check VAR. All of a sudden, VAR is switched off. But why do Africans do this to other Africans?
The allegations around VAR.
The comments he made were absolutely false. Everything was working, but what people need to understand, it's at the discretion of the referee to refer to VAR.
If a decision has to be taken like a penalty, you would go that way. Otherwise, there would be no point in having VAR.
But in that scenario, I think it was very black and white. It wasn't even a questionable penalty. Anyone, even my 10-year-old sister watching the game, it's a straight penalty. It's only when there's a question mark. It's at the discretion of the person doing the exam to use the calculator. Can it help you? Absolutely. Do you need it in all circumstances? No. It depends on how seasoned you are in what it is you're studying or your craft. And the same way I see a calculator is how I see VAR. As and when it's required, it will be used.
Marawa Sports Worldwide. Monday to Friday weekdays, Friday nights, always about our beloved legends.
Good evening, Rob. It's the Boho here. Rob, all I can say is that welcome the news of the departure of Stuart Baxter. He did injustice to his career by going to India. Rob, we've never seen any player that has emerged from that league, any pro player. And we saw how Samir Duty struggled to comprehend the intensity of our game. So is Cole Alexandra, because that league for me is not one of the reputable leagues in the world. All I can say is that instead of acknowledging and capacitating himself, he started to use youngsters that came from development as scapegoats. And where is Happy Mashiane? The boy has been playing well, and when Stuart Baxter came in, he put him under pressure and used him as a scapegoat. All I can say is that in Coach Arthur Zwane, Rob, I believe he's our Guardiola. When Barcelona got rid of Frank Rijkaard, they got Guardiola in that position, and I believe Coach Arthur Zwane has proven he's got those attributes. He's got the culture. He understands what is required to play for Kaizer Chiefs, and he understands what is it to coach for Kaizer Chiefs. He has been there for many years, and I think he's our Guardiola, Rob. Thank you so much.
Hayi, angibingelele Robert. Hayi ngijabule ngishoda ngako nokucula ukungiyakwazi hayi. Ngabe ngiyacula impela. Ukhuluma noSabela. Mkhize hayi. uBaxter besesidelela kakhulu ubesethatha sekungazuthi iChiefs le sekuyakhe akakhuluma kanjani ngendaba yokuthi uyena ucoach obenempilo for past 20 years mangibala kahle ngikhumbula bo Ted Dumetru lapho bakhona kwimix yena nje sibonga bandla kahambe.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Good evening to your esteemed listeners. Mr. Marawa, I used to think we as Kaizer Chiefs fans are not being fair to Mr. Stuart Baxter. But with time, I also realized that no, Mr. Stuart Baxter has actually lost it. The players that we have at Kaizer Chiefs are not bad players. If you look at the performance of the team last year, we had very exciting youngsters. This guy, what's his name again? The guy who was red carded against our Ali, and a lot of other promising young. But Mr. Stuart Baxter, in his own wisdom, decided to completely ignore these youngsters. And I remember questioning the fact that you are putting in these when the team is down, when the team is under pressure to score an equalizer. And obviously these boys will be under pressure and they won't perform well. And I really think he deserved the sack. He deserved the sack. And the arrogance was the other part which was very, very disappointing. Disrespecting the supporters, which I think the management actually considered as the biggest weakness of the coach. And so in my own opinion, I think it was good riddance. Let's find a better coach. Zwane, yes, he can try, but I don't think he's ready to take on the job as the head coach of Kaizer Chiefs. That's my opinion. Thanks, Ms. Marawa. Edgar again from Pulukwan.
Marawa Sport Worldwide. My name is Kamsa Sbia, Legends Night. Today it's a Friday. But Marawa, Kaizer Chiefs, ex-ing Pastor. We saw it coming. And the moving Glad Africa Championship is tough there. What a beautiful game. Tax versus JDR. The match ended in 1-1. JDR Lishawe Utsepo Mashiho. Tax Luvuyo pair 87 minutes. JDR, I must say, they lost in consideration of crucial moments of the game. 87 minutes to go. 3 minutes to go. Sorry, I must say we saw a good performance from the boys like Tabang Sibanyoni, second striker Yabo, and then with JDR, our man of the match, Pakito Muekete, center back. It was a draw, but Marao, I must